Hey, welcome back, guys. On this episode of Weekend Fix Garage, we're back out here working on the Mazda. This evening, we got to do a little bit of brake maintenance on this thing. It's going to be front and rear brakes. The front should be pretty easy, standard caliper application, but the rear is a little tricky. Most newer cars nowadays have an electronic e-brake. This car's no exception. So I'm going to show you guys how to not only do the front brakes, but also how to tackle those rear calipers with the electronic e-brake. We'll disengage that e-brake, put it into service mode, and tackle that as well. So stay tuned and let's get this thing done. All right, guys, I want to get you in here nice and close so you can see what we're working with as far as these front calipers go. It's pretty standard. There's just going to be two retaining bolts, one here and the other one is right here. So we're just going to loosen those up. I do believe they are 14 mils. So once we get those removed, that'll allow us to get the entire caliper um, off of the bracket. We'll just set that up off to the side. Let's get the calipers, the pads off, get the new ones on, grease everything up nice and pretty, and throw that back on. Kind of show you the steps there. So let's get started. All right, so those caliper bolts just come right out. Set those off to the side. Now with those removed, you can just pull this caliper assembly out. Can be a little tricky with some of that brake dust that's all built up in there. Now, if you want, you can strap this caliper up to like the shock or something like that, just so it doesn't fall. I'm going to be super careful not to knock this thing off of here, but in case you're not super careful, that's a good idea. And if you take a look right here, now that we've got that caliper removed, these are the pads themselves. Let's take a look at the condition on these. They are getting pretty low. That's going to be your wear indicator there. So once we get past that point, that's about time you need to replace these. I'm happy I'm doing that. These still have a little bit of life left in them, but I'm glad I'm taking care of this. Definitely don't want my girlfriend driving around with, bad brake pads, especially up front. So I'm glad we're replacing these. And let's get the other one off, get the new ones in place, and finish this job up. Right here, all I'm doing is just getting a little bit of grease to put on these slides here. You don't want a whole lot, just enough to kind of get those pads able to move freely. Try not to get any on the actual rotor itself. Obviously, grease on your rotor is not ideal for stopping. Okay. So then put these on here. They slide in like this. There's one. Once I have the new brake pads in place, the only other thing that we need to do is compress the cylinder. So as your brakes wear, the cylinder gets pushed out further and further. This is your cylinder here. So when you install new brake pads, there's not enough room here with the difference in the thickness. So what you have to do is compress your caliper itself just enough that you can slide it on to the new pads. Now, a couple things to keep in mind here. You don't want to over compress this thing, just enough that it is flushed with the backside of the actual bracket. And another thing that I like to do is actually go up top to the engine bay and unscrew the filler cap for your brake fluid. Sometimes, depending on the level of fluid, once you start compressing this caliper, the fluid level will rise and rise and rise, and it may spew out the top. So this just allows all the air and excess fluid to come out the top of that cap. So let's go ahead and get started compressing that caliper. It really shouldn't take a lot of force. I just like to put a little bit piece of 2x4 in there with a C-clamp, and make sure on the back side here you got a good surface to bite on, and just try to hold everything steady. You don't want this to go flying off of here, but go ahead and start tightening that up. Just do it ever so slowly, and like I said, it's not going to require a whole lot of force. I don't know if you can see in there. We're going to slowly just compress this, and that piston will slowly work its way back into the caliper bracket. Nice and slow, easy, consistent pressure. And what that's doing, it's pressing all that fluid back into the system. All right, and it just stopped, so I can't really turn that anymore. So let's back it off. And as you see there, it's just sitting just flush in the bracket. That's exactly what you want. So let's get this installed. All right, so that's going to do it for the front calipers on this Mazda CX-5. There really isn't a whole lot to this. It's a pretty straightforward job. But like I said in the intro, the rear calipers have that electronic e-brake that we're going to have to put the car into a service mode in order to allow for the caliper to compress. So that's going to be a little bit more tricky, but as long as you know what you're doing and you follow my instructions, it's pretty easy. I'll show you what you have to do inside the car, and then we can hop to the back and start working on that. So let's get into that. All right, so we're inside the Mazda now, and in order to service the rear brake calipers, we need to put the car into what we call service mode. This allows for the electronic e-brake to be disengaged, and we can actually service those brakes. So to put the car in service mode, press the start button twice without holding down the brake. So this means that the car is it has power, but the engine is not running at this point. Okay. And so what we need to do is we're going to press down on the accelerator. And while we press down on the accelerator, we're going to hold down the parking brake lever here. And what we're going to do is we're going to press down on the gas, press down on the parking brake lever, and then press the start button 3 times. Okay. Okay, so we're in service mode now. You see the parking brake indicator on the dash there. That means the car is in service mode. So we should be able to get those rear brakes pulled and start on that job now. All right, now that we're in service mode, similar to the front, just gonna want to jack up the tire and take the tire off, and then we can evaluate the brakes. Before we're able to pull the caliper off, we just have to disconnect this electrical e-brake. So I just like to press in a little bit, press down on it, push that tab in as you're pressing down, and it should slide off. Okay, there we go. So that disconnects the electronic parking brake actuator, and now it's just going to be a 14 millimeter, just like the front was. Loosen these up. And once those caliper bolts are out, we can remove the entire caliper. So as we did with the front, we're going to do the same thing with the rear. Just take a C-clamp and press this piston back into the caliper assembly a little bit. That way we can fit our new pads in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then get some new pads in here, and we can start buttoning all this back up. So with the new pads in place, we can go ahead and put the caliper back in. All right, let's get our bolts. Snug that up. Snug that up. And don't forget, reconnect your e-brake cable. Okay, and that should wrap everything up for the back brakes. All we got to do is throw the tire back on and reset the system, but we'll do that inside the car. All right, so we're back inside the car now. We just finished doing the rear service for the brakes. So what we need to do is take the Mazda out of maintenance mode or service mode, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be the exact same procedure, just instead of pushing down on the emergency brake button, you're going to pull it up this time. And that's going to take it out of service mode. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to turn the car on, but not actually start it. Okay. And then while pressing down on the accelerator pedal all the way, we're going to pull up on the e-brake cable and then press the start stop button 3 times. And you saw there the emergency brake indicator light went off. That means we are out of service mode, and we heard the actuators back there run for about 4 to 5 seconds. So that should be good to go. All we have to do now is just take it for a test drive, make sure everything works, and that'll wrap up the brake job on the Mazda CX-5. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Mazda CX-5 brake service, and hope you guys learned something. It really wasn't too difficult of a job, so just with some basic tools, we were able to knock this out right here in the garage. So props to Mazda for making it such an easy job. I know sometimes doing brakes on vehicles can be a bit of a challenge. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you in any way. And if you got any questions or comments, please drop them down below. I do actually read all the comments and try to respond to you guys if you have any questions. So feel free to throw something down in the comments below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.